Abduction, Chapter 19, Part 1. The moon hung in the sky and cast its light upon the sheet of freshly fallen snow. It had snowed off and on throughout the daylight hours, making our planned visit to the farmer's field questionable. The snowfall stopped just before dinner of stuffed cabbage rolls and borscht. Our host, Tatiana, did not want me to be hungry while Echo and I were sitting in a cold car looking for UFOs. It was more than enough food for one man, but I ate more than my share before leaving for the hunt. I was not sure what we were going to see tonight. The alien beings made a flashy show last night while we were at Maxim's dinner party, so it would be difficult to know if they would make an appearance tonight. Echo and I didn't have much of a chance to talk after the party. She fell asleep on the way back to Tatiana's, and during the day we spent the day with our host getting things ready for our friends, Richard and Juliana. The pair's arrival was to come to Lutsk within the next couple of days. Echo was excited about their arrival. I have to admit the distraction on happier events was a godsend. It took my mind off the case, at least for the time being. Echo and I didn't feel right about talking about our findings in front of our host. Even though we didn't talk about it, I believe Echo had the same thoughts regarding the abductions, and involving Tatiana might endanger her. It was unspoken between Echo and myself to keep our opinions to ourselves and spare Tatiana any pain our discoveries might bring. "What information did you get from Natasha?" asked Echo as she paused her sightseeing to send her gaze in my direction. "All I got was a cold shoulder and 'call me,'" I replied. "That's all?" quipped Echo. "The way she was eyeing you all night, I would have thought she couldn't have waited to tell you what she knew. I'm beginning to wonder if she knows anything at all." I thought that as well, but the tone of her voice she used when she said there may be too many eyes makes me think otherwise. Maybe she thinks there are too many eyes watching the two of you together. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying if she thinks the two of you are talking for a long time and seen by somebody that was at the dinner party last night, we'll know the jig is up. She could be frightened by what might happen to her." "Are you seeing it my way?" I probed. "I'm beginning to see that not all the missing people in Lutsk are abducted by aliens." "What made you come to that conclusion?" Echo settled into the passenger seat and looked out the windshield as if recalling a conversation. "My conversation with Maxim. Did you know he has a daughter?" "How do you know that?" "I don't think he meant to tell me he had a child," muttered Echo before she turned to look at me. "We started talking about my family, and I think he relaxed for a moment. Maxim tried to brush it off by saying it was his niece, but daughter was the first word out of his mouth, not niece. Even though the culture of the land makes it possible that he was talking about his niece, I'm sure he meant daughter." "What did he have to say about his daughter?" I asked. "Maxim said he hasn't heard from her in a long time." "How long of a time were we talking about?" "She went missing about the time the lights started appearing about Lutsk, so his daughter has been missing for 5 to 6 months." "That's a strange coincidence, but it is enough to take Maxim Volkov off my suspect list," I said. "I might have to visit the sporting club one more time. Or ask Natasha what she knows about Maxim," said Echo. "After how she was dressed at the dinner party, you still want me to meet with her?" Echo sighed. "Yes, Richard, we need the information only she has, and I doubt she will say anything around me. I know what you're thinking, and I'm worried about you being alone with her. I have to have absolute trust in you, which I do." At least on one front I could relax. Echo believed that I would not cheat on her and keep things professional. I felt confident that I could be alone with Natasha. However, the attraction between the two of us was strong, and that made me nervous. One moment of weakness and the two of us would be in bed together. I drove down the road, intent on stopping in the same spot we sat that first night we saw the UFO. There was no one at the fields on this night, not even Valeri and his insatiable interest in aliens. My first thoughts were this was a blessing, but maybe it was an omen upon further reflection. You could hear the tires crunch on the packed snow on the side of the road. It was so eerily quiet, even the dead would be afraid. I pulled over and stopped the car. My seat creaked as I leaned over to look out in the direction of the copse of trees that was at the beginning of the forest. "Did you see something, or are you trying to make out with me?" teased Echo. A smile rose on my lips. It felt good to have Echo playful again. "We don't have to look for UFOs." "Did you see that flash of light?" asked Echo. I looked in the direction Echo held her gaze. It was the same direction I had mine just moments before, toward the forest. Echo must have caught the light out of the corner of my eye. I stared for what seemed to be a long minute, but nothing appeared. I knew better than to question what Echo had seen.